Guys, get a triple upload because apparently the Bucs decided to make all the moves in the past 2 days. So let's talk about the first one: the Bucs signing Mr. Buckner to be, I think his name is like Brentson Buckner, to be the defensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I did an original video of this last night. I was gonna upload it, but it just didn't work out. Couldn't finish editing it. It didn't go through. So let's talk about this move real quick because we have a lot of news stories to cover today. So this first move, they hired Brenton. It's not Brenton. Can't remember his first name, but Buckner to be the defensive line coach, formerly of the Arizona Cardinals. His best season, I believe they had 46 sacks, which is more than double. He's been with the Cardinals for 5 seasons, by the way. His best season, they had 46 sacks, which is more than twice as much the amount the Bucs had this past season with 22. And I believe in all of his years, he had 35 at least in all 5 of his years with the Cardinals, which again is 13 better than what the Bucs had, but whatever. So what does this mean for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a team? Well, a lot of Cardinals players were quoted on Twitter saying that this guy's a future defensive coordinator and that he's a great hands-on guy and he really knows how to work with players. Some of these Cardinal players that said this, by the way, weren't even defensive linemen. So I think that goes to show the kind of caliber of defensive line coach that we're getting. This guy could potentially be a future defensive coordinator in the league. So I think it's a very good hire. A lot of people like it. We actually had a very good list of candidates as well. So very good hire. Let's talk in terms of the coaching staff real quick. So let's say, hypothetically here, Dirk Cutter and Mike Smith just don't do good, or even let's just like the Bucs go like 9-7 or something, but the defense is just terrible, right? And then midway through the season, they're like the ranked 32nd defense, and the Bucs just decide to get rid of Mike Smith. Maybe you bring in Buckner as your interim defensive coordinator. Maybe you just roll with him permanently. You know, give Dirk Cutter another year. You know, I kind of want them to retain Buckner in any capacity, essentially. So it'll be very interesting to see where he ends up in terms of just not just around the league, but in terms of just our own coaching staff. Will he eventually get promoted to like a defensive coordinator role? Who knows? But it'll be very interesting to see. Real quick, let's talk about how this affects just the defensive line in general. Your Gerald McCoy, your Clinton McDonald, and your edge rushers like Noah Spence, William Golston, stuff like that. Again, like I said, this Cardinals defense at worst was 13 sacks better than what our current Tampa Bay Buccaneers line did. Now, in a video that's going to be described later, Chris Baker is no longer with the team. In the past video I made, I was talking about how that might affect Chris Baker. It doesn't even matter anymore. But it'll be interesting to see how Gerald McCoy works with it. If we do retain the services of Clinton McDonald, how he can work with it. William Golston, Noah Spence, how those guys will possibly get some work in with Buckner. And just hopefully he can teach them something that they may not have known. Maybe we can make Noah Spence a more productive pass rusher, and maybe Buckner teaches Spence how to like kind of ease up on problems with his shoulders. Maybe he shows him some techniques that'll help his shoulders, make him better, stuff like that. And you know, again, William Golston, he didn't exactly have the most productive season this past season either. So maybe he can also contribute to rejuvenating William Golston's career. Obviously, Gerald McCoy is Gerald McCoy. That's not really going to change, but I feel like a lot of these guys are going to like Buckner. And, you know, it's actually kind of quite the opposite of what happened with Jay Hayes. Not a lot of people liked Jay Hayes necessarily. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that was the rumor that was coming out of One Buck Place. I'm not too entirely sure, but if that's to be believed, like not a lot of people like Jay Hayes, then this guy seems like to be the complete opposite Mr. Buckner is. So it'll be pretty interesting because, like, obviously if you don't like your positional coach, then you're not going to want to listen to them, and that just goes all the way up the chain, and it would just be a mess. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Jay Hayes did have to be that fall guy or whatever, but I feel like they got a stronger upgrade in Buckner. Really not a bad move in my opinion. I think he'll gel well with our current defensive line. He couldn't hurt, you know, it couldn't hurt. We can only go up from here, honestly. You know, I feel like this will help the development of Noah Spence. I feel like if we bring in free agents, they might even be more inclined to come here because of Buckner. Rookies will love him. He'll help in the development of rookies. It just kind of depends on how long we'll actually be able to keep him, because obviously, like I said, there are some rumors going around that he could potentially be a defensive coordinator in the future. That's kind of not upsetting, that's kind of worrying. He could eventually be our defensive coordinator. Who knows? That's you know, if things don't work out with Mike Smith, that'd be an interesting pick for me. A lot of people like this guy. He seems like a pretty good hire. He is getting introduced on Wednesday, so tomorrow, and it'll be pretty interesting. I think he can help out a lot, and I really do like the move. But let me know what you guys think about the move down in the comment section below. I've got some more news stories to break, so not break, but I've got some more news stories to talk about. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And as always, I will see you in the next one. But until then, goodbye for now, guys.